Picture this scenario. You're on your daily commute in an autonomous car, scrolling through your phone while the AI navigates traffic. Suddenly, the vehicle veers unexpectedly, accelerating toward a concrete divider. Alarms blare, but your override commands are ignored. It sounds like a nightmare, but it may not be far-fetched. In an era where algorithms manage everything from transportation to stock trading, the idea of hacked AI, what happens when cybercriminals take over the machines, isn't just a Hollywood plot. It's a real and growing concern, spanning crashes in financial markets, disruptions of emergency services, and sabotage of entire public infrastructures. If you find this convergence of advanced tech and criminal intent as riveting, if also unnerving, as I do, please consider subscribing. Together, we'll keep uncovering the shadowy angles of how technology can both empower and endanger us. For years, cybersecurity discussions focused on data breaches, stolen credit cards, hijacked social media accounts, or ransomware locking up hospital systems. But AI introduces a new dimension. Modern algorithms do more than store information. They make decisions, often in real time and at massive scale. From self-driving vehicles and drone fleets to automated stock trading bots, AI is increasingly entrusted with tasks that require autonomy and speed. This autonomy is exactly what makes hacking AI systems so dangerous. If a cybercriminal gains control, they're not just accessing data, they're manipulating the very logic that runs our digital and physical worlds. The potential for chaos is huge. One scenario involves financial markets. High-frequency trading algorithms dominate modern stock exchanges, completing trades in microseconds. They interpret signals from social media, real-time news, and even weather predictions. If hackers infiltrate these algorithms, they might trigger a market sell-off by injecting false signals, like the rumored bankruptcy of a major tech firm. In seconds, the AI could dump massive volumes of stock, plummeting market values and wiping out billions of dollars. Such a flash crash is no longer hypothetical. Smaller-scale incidents have happened when faulty code or manipulated data spooked trading bots. A malicious hack, carefully orchestrated, could devastate not just a company's share price, but potentially the global economy. Worse, by controlling multiple trading bots across different platforms, hackers might coordinate a meltdown that standard circuit breakers and emergency measures can't easily contain. Another dramatic possibility concerns autonomous vehicles. Cars, trucks, drones, even cargo ships that rely on AI for navigation and operation. If a hacker cracks into the controlling software, they could do more than cause random chaos on highways. Imagine a targeted attack on a VIP's driverless limousine or a large truck carrying hazardous chemicals. By taking over the onboard AI, criminals could steer it into busy intersections, inciting massive pileups, or hold the vehicle's control system hostage until a ransom is paid. The more society leans on driverless solutions to reduce accidents or labor costs, the more catastrophic a widespread hack becomes. It doesn't even require direct infiltration of each vehicle. Compromising a central system that updates navigation routes could push thousands of vehicles off course simultaneously. Public infrastructure might be just as vulnerable. Smart cities rely on AI-driven management for traffic lights, power grids, waste disposal, and even water systems. Hackers who seize these systems can disrupt entire populations, cutting power to hospitals, jamming water supply pumps, or disabling traffic signals in multiple intersections could paralyze a metropolis. Suppose an AI is responsible for balancing electricity loads across a regional grid. What if it's forced to overload certain lines, causing widespread blackouts or even damaging transformers beyond quick repair? The cost to bring everything back online could be astronomical. And the social impact, people trapped in subways, critical patients in ICUs losing power, would be dire. But how exactly do criminals breach these AI systems? Often it starts with data poisoning. AI models learn from massive data sets, absorbing patterns they'll rely on in real-world decisions. If hackers sneak malicious data into that training process, they can manipulate outcomes. For instance, they might feed an autonomous car's vision system thousands of doctored images, so it fails to recognize stop signs at certain angles. Or they might compromise the training environment of a customer service chatbot, so it becomes a channel for phishing, urging users to reveal personal details. Another avenue is model inversion. where attackers glean enough about an AI's inner workings to predict how it'll respond to certain inputs, letting them craft queries or signals that exploit the model's blind spots. These are sophisticated tactics that go beyond traditional viruses or password theft. They exploit the very nature of machine learning. One of the most chilling aspects is that hacked AI might appear normal on the surface until it's triggered. We already see examples in logic bombs, where malicious code stays dormant in a system until a specific condition is met, like a date, a GPS location, or an external signal. An autonomous drone network might function seamlessly for months, only to pivot into an attack mode once criminals flip a digital switch. This stealthiness is what makes AI-based sabotage uniquely insidious. By the time operators realize something's wrong, the damage could be irreparable. There's also the possibility of algorithmic manipulation. Hackers might not aim to crash a system outright, but gradually tilt it in their favor. In financial contexts, they could nudge trading algorithms to buy certain stocks, artificially inflating the price, then sell off their own holdings at a profit. In a more societal context, malicious actors could manipulate recommendation engines, like those on social media, to stoke political tensions or promote extremist content. The line between simple misinformation and AI hijacking can blur if the system autonomously amplifies the content it's being fed. When advanced AI shapes what news you read or how your digital assistant responds to queries about elections, the ability to tweak that content becomes a powerful weapon. Governments and corporations are scrambling to develop countermeasures. Traditional cybersecurity measures, like firewalls, encryption, or endpoint protection, aren't always enough. Machine learning-based anomaly detection systems watch for unusual network traffic or suspicious input patterns, potentially flagging a hack in progress. Some researchers advocate for adversarial training, where AI models are tested against known hacking strategies to strengthen their resilience. Yet the same arms race dynamic we see in antivirus software applies here. As defenses grow more robust, attackers become craftier. The question is whether the gap between a newly discovered exploit and an effective patch can be closed before catastrophic damage occurs. Regulation poses another challenge. AI development moves fast, spanning multiple industries and global jurisdictions. One country might ban or restrict certain autonomous functions, but cross-border hacking groups can operate from almost anywhere. Implementing internationally consistent guidelines for AI security is tricky, especially when governments themselves might exploit vulnerabilities for espionage or sabotage. The lines between criminal hack and state-sponsored infiltration blur, just as we saw in conventional cyber warfare. But now with AI as a force multiplier, we also face ethical dilemmas. If an AI is manipulated, who's legally liable? The system's creators, the operator, or the hacker? And if an AI is used for malicious ends, is the AI just a tool, or does it bear any semblance of autonomous responsibility? Of course, we generally see the algorithm as an object, but the moral and legal debates become complex when the AI acts unpredictably. Insurance claims, lawsuits, and public outcry may target the platform that deployed the AI, accusing them of negligence if they failed to install adequate safeguards. This can stifle innovation if companies fear lawsuits every time an AI bug emerges, potentially slowing progress. Despite the bleak scenarios, recognizing these vulnerabilities is the first step to mitigating them. Responsible AI frameworks encourage developers to bake security into their designs, run adversarial simulations, and adopt transparent logs that can trace back any suspicious decisions to a root cause. Multi-layered checks, human oversight for critical functionalities, fallback mechanisms that revert to manual control, and robust encryption for AI communications could ensure that a hack doesn't cascade into full-blown disaster. Some also advocate kill switches or ethical governors, although we've seen in science fiction how these can fail if the system itself is cunning enough to override them. Ultimately, hacked AI underscores a paradox. The more we rely on AI to run our world, transportation grids, financial systems, healthcare networks, the more devastating it becomes if criminals hijack it. Yet the solution isn't to abandon AI, as its benefits are immense. Instead, it's about acknowledging the risk, investing in advanced security, and fostering global collaboration on standards and policing. If you're worried, engaged, or just fascinated by these emerging threats, subscribing to this channel or similar sources will help you stay ahead of the curve. This conversation about AI vulnerability might evolve into one of the defining debates of our digital age, shaping how we choose to secure the machines that now lie at the heart of modern civilization. After all, the future could see a world where AI systems run practically everything. If we ignore the hackers lurking at the edges, we invite chaos. But with foresight and solid security frameworks, we can harness AI's power while staving off the darkest outcomes. Consider this a wake-up call to the latent dangers behind the code. We stand at a crossroads where vigilance, design ethics, and international cooperation might be all that stands between us and an era of AI-driven disasters.